Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. The goddess Ceres and Bardock had appeared in front of everyone present, leaving the goddess a bit surprised. The one who's going to revive us was supposed to be Kakarot. What's happening? However, the voice of the great god Zarma would take her out of her thoughts.
I have fulfilled his wish. Now I'm going to retire.
Great God Zarma, before he leaves, can you tell us what happened to the Saiyan Kakarot?
That Saiyan is very powerful. Existence that could hardly die because he is the son of the super destructive goddess Ceres, the Saiyan god. At this moment, he is on the verge of death, but in a few days he will be 100% recovered.
The Super Dragon Balls spread again through the universes 6 and 7. However, at that precise moment, a strong tremor would make the four universes tremble. That's right, Multiverse 2 would have collided with Multiverse 4 of Zeno-sama. Mikoshin would quickly approach Ceres. What are you supposed to do to us? Are you going to kill me again? At least let me see my son. Didn't you pay attention to what the great god Zarma said? Kakarot is on the verge of death because he faces a god of death.
What? My poor son! I don't have to go to his rescue.
At that moment, Bardock would have a vision, where he would observe Kakarot fighting against a warrior with a peculiar appearance, since he looked like a demon.
Don't you worry about it, Ceres. Kakarot will soon recover, and will make all the multiverses tremble because of his great power.
That reaction, is this man able to see the future? Well, that doesn't matter. Ceres, now, what I need is your power. The god of death comes instead, and I need the power Mikoshin would create a pentagram with which he would break the seal that retained of all of Ceres' power. Ceres raised his power at once. Meanwhile, very far from that place with Seokami, this would be said.
This is Ceres' key. I can't make a mistake. So those bastards managed to bring her to life. And it'll be the same result. They won't be able to do anything against me.
Seokami began to head towards them at incredible speed, returning with the others. Ceres would get serious. If you decide to remove my seal, that means that you are in a very desperate situation, since you know that with my unlocked power, I'm capable of killing you.
I apologize for 20 years ago, but really, we were just following orders.
That doesn't matter anymore. I can feel a disgusting ki approaching. If that guy was the one who hurt my little Kakarot, I'll exterminate him myself.
Even with all your power, I don't know if you'll be able to face it, so I'll bet everything. Divine Seal Annihilation!
A new pentagram would appear under Bardock's feet. What are you supposed to do, Mikoshin? If we want to have at least a small chance against that god, we must give everything. Bardock's power had been sealed millions of years ago, beginning to flow through all his veins. It was even greater than the power of Ceres unlocked for him at that time. Bardock would access the perfect Ultra Instincts Phase 2. The power of Bardock was surprising. How could Kakarot not be a great warrior if his parents were monsters? At that moment, Seokami would arrive where all of them were. Ceres would look at him with a very serious look. Ceres' gaze would make even that god of death shudder a little, because Ceres in the past was much more powerful than him.
Apparently, Ceres has come back to life. What do you think if you join me and together we all end this trouble?
I would never do that. Since you dared to hurt my son Kakarot, I'll never forgive you.
I know you would say something similar, but I didn't hurt him. That Saiyan must be in the other world at that moment.
Seokami's words would make Ceres explode with rage, launching herself into the attack at a speed that no one was able to see. Only Bardock and Seokami himself, the clashes of the fists would make everything around them tremble. The universe itself was affected by such power. Meanwhile, Kakarot's sphere of energy had fallen into Multiverse 2, where a subject would find it.
The king of everything, Akio. Apparently this guy is dead because of his heart is missing. Okay, Lucid. Reduce it to atoms and return immediately. We must be the first to attack in this war and position ourselves as the strongest multiverse.
Lucio would charge a large sphere of destruction energy, throwing it at Kakarot. However, before it collided with him, Kakarot would regain consciousness, being able to dodge such a powerful attack. What the hell is wrong with you? Why do you even attack me if you know I can't defend myself? I'll never forgive you for this, even if you beg me.
What an interesting guy. You didn't have the heart, and miraculously you managed to dodge my attack. And if that's not enough, your heart has grown again.
Akio, who was in place observing everything that had happened from the crystal sphere, would be a bit astonished, because the power of said subject did not lose any of that as a warrior. I want you to defeat him and bring him back. He will be an important piece in our hunt across the multiverses.
As you order, sir.
Lucio and Kakarot began to increase their powers. However, the only appearance that changed was that of Kakarot, which had gone to perfect Ultra Instinct because their energies were not yet 100%. Both began to battle, making them tremble the entire Multiverse 2. Meanwhile, in the place of the entire Multiverse 3 was the queen of the entire TOW, who was a bit upset because Akio had already started her conquest. Damn, Akio has already sent his warrior to end some multiverse. Apparently, he's the only king of everything who wants war and everything to show everyone that he is the strongest multiverse. Damn, Zeno-sama, this is all your fault. When he died, the imbalance was lost. Returning to Multiverse 2, both warriors were very even, making use of a large part of their powers. However, it could be clearly seen how Lucio was the only one playing with Kakarot, which landed death attacks because of him. This was not a game. At that moment, Lucio was able to give him a powerful blow, which would make him fall to the ground almost unconscious. Kakarot could not move. However, at that moment, he observed in his mind a being identical to him.
I didn't think they'd defeat you, my son. You were born with a power that even made kings tremble. Watch this.
Bardock would go to a transformation never seen before by Kakarot.
This is Super Saiyan kills gods, or destroyer of kings.
Kakarot would never have seen his father, however, the similarity was too much. So you're my father. Apparently, Mikoshin, if I manage to bring them to life. Thank you, Dad, for this transformation. I'll not die.
I trust you, son.
Kakarot would come to his senses, beginning to fight with a demon named Lucio. However, at that moment, Kakarot began to increase his power in an incredible way. That's right, Kakarot would manage to become the Super Saiyan Kills God, but he would call it Super Saiyan Purple because his hair, as well as his aura, which would turn purple. However, he was much more powerful than the Super Saiyan Phase 3 Ultra Instinct, but he will still be below the Super Saiyan Infinity.
So you hid your much more power. Let's see what you can do now.
However, from that moment to the next, Lucio received injuries all over his body from him falling to the ground very badly injured. He had been hit to such an extent that he was even bleeding too much.
Lucio, are you alright? You must use all your power if you want to defeat him. Who the hell is that guy? No, don't defeat him. Eliminate him. We'll see how we conquer the other multiverses.
As ordered, sir. Akio would say to himself,
this is a lot of coincidence. Just when the four multiverses collided with each other, a warrior falls into our multiverse. Maybe a strategy from other multiverses, but no. They're weak old multiverses to start conquering. This doesn't make any sense.
Lucio would have increased all his power with which he was ready to fight with a Saiyan. That's right, he was confident due to his power that he possessed. At that precise moment, Lucio would hit Kakarot with all his might. But his surprise was great when he realized that said blow would not make him even a single scratch.
Is that all? I gave you enough time to raise all your power. Apparently it was a waste of time.
Lucio would continue to hit him, which Kakarot did not dodge. He wanted to show him the difference in power. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Akio was very surprised.
That being is going to kill Lucio. I must go to his aid.
Akio, with maximum speed, would go to the aid of Lucio. When he arrived, Kakarot was about to hit the final blow to end his life. However, Akio would hold Kakarot's blow with an overwhelming force, and give him a great blow with which he would go back a few meters.
Lucio, get out of here. Go to the palace and recover all your wounds. You don't have enough power to kill this warrior. I'm sorry, my lord. It's my first defeat, but I've let you down.
Lucio would go to the king's palace completely. He no longer had enough energy to continue fighting with that being.
Before we start the battle, tell me, what multiverse do you belong to? And what are you supposed to do here?
Kakarot wouldn't understand anything the guy was talking about.
Multiverse? What are you talking about?
I was fighting with the god of death, and I was defeated. At the moment a sphere of ki was thrown at me, I fell in that place, collapsed, and was on the brink of death.
So, it really was just a coincidence that this being fell into our multiverse.
Akio, at a speed that even Kakarot was not able to see anything, would give him some strong blows, which almost made him lose his transformation. However, Kakarot would not be left behind, launching himself to attack in the same way, but a key barrier covered the entire space bodyguard of God. The barrier was forged with 50% of all my power. If you want to just hit me, you have to overcome 15% of all my power, which is impossible for a Saiyan like you. It's very risky, but I hope it helps. Kakarot would launch it to the attack, but in each exchange, the blows, the only one who received damage was him. That's right, Kakarot's power was not enough. However, what he wanted was the regeneration of his wounds, and thanks to his Zenkai Z's increase, after a few moments of the battle, Kakarot's illogical plan would work, managing to hit the king of everything, Akio, with a strong blow, who would get so angry that he began to massacre Kakarot. Let's see how much you can regenerate your body, damn Saiyan. Akio began to torture Kakarot until he was knocked out. Akio would take him to the kingdom completely because he had a plan with said Saiyan. Meanwhile, with Tsuyokomi, this as well as Cirrus, Mikoshin, Daishenkin, and the fusion of the gods and angels was very injured. I must admit that with their divine ki, they are more powerful than me. But how about this? Tsuyokomi would expel unpleasant ki. Death could be felt instead. Tsuyokomi had access to his ki of the god of death. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.